acompañarnos a otro segmento de Adelante, un espacio para nuestros jóvenes. El tema de hoy es ¿qué significa eliminación de streaming? Y para esto nos acompaña el señor Ken Pettigrew. Él es experto en este tema, es el director del Departamento de Matemáticas y Servicios de Instrucción de York Region District School Board. En sus 26 años como educador ha sido maestro, consultor, administrador escolar y director. Actualmente está estudiando un doctorado en política educativa en el Ontario Institute of Studies in Education. Tiene una serie de trabajos publicados sobre la instrucción matemática y ha presentado una variedad de temas relacionados con el liderazgo educativo en todo el país. También tenemos el honor de tener con nosotros a la doctora Mignette Garvida, profesora de la prestigiosa universidad en la cual Fuerza Latina ha tenido el privilegio de trabajar en algunos proyectos, ¿verdad? Bienvenidos a los dos. Welcome. Mr. Pettigrew, a partir de septiembre hay un cambio muy importante para los estudiantes de grado 9. Cuéntenos un poquito acerca de los cambios y beneficios de esto. I'll say it in English. Starting September, there's an important change for students going to grade 9. Please tell us a little bit about the changes and the benefits of that.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Gina, for having me here tonight. And it's a pleasure to share sort of this exciting news in Ontario. As a father, I have teenage boys. So I share in, I think, the excitement of your viewers that we all want the best for our children. We want our children to have every opportunity to pursue their dreams and their hopes.
Absolutely.
And so this year in Ontario, we have begun a shift to a G-streamed grade 9 program. And what that means is that in terms of through all the way through grade 1 through grade 8, students are in D-streamed programs where we have students, when we move into grade 9, students often choose either an applied program or an academic program. And what's happening this September and over the next couple of years is that the programs in grade 9 are going to be, we're going to eliminate the different streams so that students are in a single program for mathematics, science, English, geography, history, and French. Beginning this year was grade 9 math. Beginning this coming September will be grade 9 science, and then over the next couple of years, the Ministry of Education will be announcing some different subjects for grade 9.
Doctora Mignette, ¿cuáles serían los desafíos para algunos de los estudiantes?
Bueno, desafíos hay muchos, ¿no? Bueno, dependiendo del origen de los estudiantes, ¿no? Si son hijos de inmigrantes y si ellos empiezan el grado 9, ellos todavía puede ser que no hablen bien todavía la lengua de la educación, que es el inglés o el francés. Entonces, hay muchas dudas cuando ellos empiezan el grado 9. Es que van a empezar con academic o con applied. Entonces, es muy importante, como ha dicho Ken, bueno, es un momento muy emocionante, no solo para los alumnos, sino también para los padres, porque sabemos que nosotros emigramos a Canadá para dar una mejor vida a nuestros hijos, ¿no?
Exacto.
Entonces, y este momento es súper emocionante y hay que saber aconsejar a los alumnos, ¿no? Porque ellos van a decidir lo que van a hacer después, en este momento. Ir a una universidad o ir a un college.
Así es. En nuestro tiempo era general o advanced y eso nos daba la decisión nuestra de tomarla, cualquiera que decidíamos. Pero como jóvenes nunca sabe uno si coger advanced o general y pues ahí está cuando los padres nos pueden guiar para coger algo que nos conviene en el futuro. Ken, dígame un poquito más al respecto de este cambio. Tell us a little bit more about
Sure.
the changes of
Sure.
this.
So traditionally, or up until this point, grade students moving from grade 8 to grade 9, when they take their grade 9 year, most will take 8, possibly 9 courses. And up until this point, students had to make that choice as to whether they would enter into an academic program or an applied program in the core areas of English, French, geography, math, and science. Now, most students would choose either academic or applied. Now, both of these courses are designed, or both of these levels of courses are designed to support students in navigating pathways to workplace or apprenticeships or to college programs. And the academic program also adds sort of university-bound pathways for students as well.
Por favor, nos ayuda a traducirle a Ken, por favor.
Sí, bueno, según Ken, cuando los alumnos terminan el grado 8 y se preparan para empezar el grado 9, ellos tienen que escoger 8 a 9 cursos. Y como se ha mencionado anteriormente, pueden escoger cursos que son academic stream o pathway o applied. Entonces, hasta ahora hay los cursos que son streamed, son las matemáticas, ciencias, geografía, francés y inglés. Y bueno,
Eso creo que ha limitado mucho a nuestros latinos, a nuestros jóvenes latinos. I was saying that might limit a little bit our Latino youth because they're kind of segregated, put into a general level. So how would that help them?
That's an excellent question, and that's really the motivation behind the de-streaming initiative, because what we have, provincial data or research shows that students who are indigenous, Black, or otherwise racialized students, or those students who have special education needs, or perhaps whose families are experiencing low socioeconomic circumstances, they're overrepresented in our applied level programs and are often maneuvered into those programs based on assumptions, because streaming really is about sort of perceived assumptions about a student's ability. And what de-streaming is intended to do is to dismantle that inequity, to provide students with an equal opportunity to be successful. In fact, Ontario is the only province in Canada that continues to have streamed program in grade 9. And in fact, international research indicates that the most successful education systems delay streaming until students are at least 15 years old, because that's a lot of pressure to put on a young person to make choices that will really have an impact on their trajectory through school.
Yeah. Entonces, bueno, ya es una buena pregunta lo que acabas de hacer, Gina, porque las personas de origen africano, por ejemplo, de los latinoamericanos y personas que pertenecen a una estatus social de economía baja, suelen escoger, ¿no?, el applied stream.
Tal vez porque es más fácil para ellos también.
Porque es más fácil y porque ellos tienen esa percepción de que ellos pertenecen a este tipo de pathways, ¿no? Entonces, Ken menciona que es solo Ontario que ha decidido, ¿no?, en todas las provincias canadienses de hacer el streaming. Ajá, porque también se elimina la desigualdad que existe o que pueda existir cuando se separan los alumnos entre academic y applied.
Adelante, Ken. Quería decir otra cosita.
So what this tells us is that streaming continues to be a systemic barrier to many students and many marginalized students. And so the intent behind de-streaming really is, again, to create more equitable opportunities for students. What's really important is that all pathways are valued. All pathways are important. College-bound, university-bound, apprenticeship-bound, workplace-bound. What we want is to be able to ensure that all students have as many pathways open to them by the time they leave secondary school and pursue post-secondary opportunities.
Carvida.
Entonces, bueno, como ha dicho Ken, que todos los pathways son, tienen su valor. Ajá, no importa si al final sigues un académico applied, pero quitar el streaming en los colegios da más posibilidad a todos los alumnos a escoger lo que ellos quieren hacer después del colegio, del high school, ¿no?
Yo creo que cuando hay un empuje, por ejemplo, si es que quieres aprender a nadar, si te empujan, ahí tienes que aprenderlo y si no te hundes, ¿no? Entonces yo creo que ese empuje es beneficial para los jóvenes. Adelante, explíquenos un poquito más. Continue, please.
Thank you. So what we know is that students who enter into applied level programs at the beginning of high school, although there are many pathways throughout, what we do know is that it puts up more barriers to students as they go through high school. And so by de-streaming grade 9, what we're actually doing is we're giving students as young as 13, 14 years old, we're giving them some extra time before they make decisions about the pathways that they want to pursue. And what it does is it keeps those pathways open. So as we announced, the Ministry of Education last year announced that, so this current school year, we have seen de-streamed grade 9 mathematics. And this coming September, there will be a de-streamed grade 9 science program. And then over the next number of years, the ministry will be announcing the rest of the core subjects as they sort of become de-streamed programs as well.
Entonces, retrasar la decisión de tomar un académico applied, eso da más tiempo a los alumnos a decidir, a mirar y ver qué es lo que quieren después, ¿no? El Ministerio de Educación de Ontario ha empezado ya este año escolar a hacer el de-streaming de matemáticas y para este año escolar que viene empezará con las ciencias.
Sí, adelante.
And when we look at research, both Canadian research and international research, what it tells us is that streaming, when we have sort of applied and academic programs, what that does is it actually has a more negative impact on students who perhaps are maneuvered into sort of the applied level programs. And it has little to no benefit for students who might be maneuvered into the higher, into like an academic stream. So what that tells us is that there, in terms of streaming, by de-streaming, what we're actually doing is we're giving all students an opportunity to be more successful, because de-streaming has shown to have a positive impact on students who might otherwise have been maneuvered into, say, applied program, and it will continue to have just as positive an impact on students who would normally have been perhaps maneuvered into academic level programming.
Bueno, entonces, comparando, ¿no?, lo que la investigación que han hecho sobre la formación específicos de los alumnos, los que están en Applied no va a cambiar nada, seguirán haciéndolo bien, pero también para los Applied, los alumnos que han decidido tomar el Applied, mejorarán o estarán con personas, ¿no? Con alumnos de
Todos en el mismo nivel.
de todos el mismo nivel. Y incluso, según las investigaciones, ¿no? Que los alumnos que aplazan, ¿no? el streaming, bueno, al final ellos salen mejor y aprenden mejor y tienen más éxito en
Tal vez será porque se esfuerzan más. Would it be because they have the opportunity to learn more and to feel the same as the other youth?
So what it does is it provides students with a level playing field, if you will, in the classroom. It provides, through effective teaching, culturally relevant and teaching that embraces different ways of knowing and embraces the community. What it does is it provides students with the opportunity to sort of enter into all pathways as they move from grade 9 into grade 10 into the senior grades. It opens up doors, and it delays them having to make choices that could actually end up being barriers to the things that the aspirations that they have after high school.
Like they've been affecting the Latino youth, for example.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
David? No, por favor, ¿me ayudas a traducir?
Solo repetir, ¿no?
Okay.
Aplazar la decisión ayuda mejor a los estudiantes, también en particular los jóvenes latinos, ¿no? Porque les da más tiempo para reflexionar lo que ellos quieren hacer después del high school, del colegio.
¿Y cuáles serían los beneficios? What would be the benefits of this change?
Well, one of the things, when the Ministry of Education has three main goals for de-streaming that are benefits. One being that it's really to dismantle systems of inequity, where students in in academic level programs are often overrepresented by certain communities, and students in applied level programs are overrepresented as well, which denies.
What would be another benefit?
So another benefit is that it increases student engagement and a confidence in oneself in their ability and sort of in leading towards their aspirations. It also provides an opportunity to engage in learning that is more culturally relevant and responsive to their needs. That's some of the work that we do as a school board, is to help build the capacity of our educators to really engage with students and understand the communities that they serve, and to teach in a good way, to embrace the learning and to embrace the different ways of knowing that are reflected in the community, and to bring that into the classroom. And that helps keep students engaged, and again, helping them to see their opportunities, that the aspirations that they have for themselves, it begins to show that they can work towards that, and that the barriers are removed.
Entonces, hay muchos beneficios en introducir el streaming en los colegios. Uno de esos es quitar la barrera de inigualdad, sí. Y también si todos participan, están todos en el mismo sitio, ¿no? El alumno o el estudiante desarrolla más confianza en sí mismo, y también ellos tienen más oportunidad de desarrollar sus competencias, y también trabajando con los profesores, ¿no? Que ellos pueden hacer una comparación de las diferentes aspectos de su educación culturalmente, por ejemplo, porque hay diferentes maneras de interpretar una cosa, ¿no? Y entonces, ahí está.
Muy bien. ¿Y qué piensan ustedes? ¿Cómo podemos prepararles a los jóvenes en estos casos?
Prepararlos.
How can we prepare our children for this new change?
Excellent.
It sounds an exciting change, a very positive, but there's a little bit of controversy, so I'd like to hear.
Absolutely, and I think that's important to know that any change is not necessarily going to be easy, and it is taking a lot of work within school boards to help address some of the challenges that students and families might face. One thing is that as students move from grade 8 to grade 9, moving into a de-streamed grade 9 program, it's going to seem very similar to the programs that they're in grade 1 to 8, which are currently de-streamed programs. But some of the things that parents can do is, one is, I would say, is advocate. Parents are the strongest and first advocates for their children. And I would say is that get to know you know your child best, and it's helping the school also know your child. What are their aspirations? And by knowing sort of those aspirations, how do we help that your child achieve those goals? So sorry.
Yeah.
Ayúdanos a traducir un poquito.
Es algo muy personal también, porque como madre, ¿no? Para mí es muy importante que cada padre, cada madre se involucra en la educación de los niños. Si tienen preguntas o algunas dudas, acercarse al colegio, hablar con el director o la directora, hablar con los profesores. Bueno, de mi experiencia, cada semestre en high school o también en primaria, ¿no? Que hay Parent Teacher Night. Y asistan, yo les animo a asistir a esta reunión con los profesores, conocer y saber cómo se comportan o cuáles son las fortalezas y las debilidades de su hijo, y desde ahí trabajar para mejorarse.
Sí, porque muchas veces los jóvenes no hablan, ¿no? They don't tell you how they're doing at school. Tenemos que oír. Bueno, nos dicen que tenemos que ir a un comercial. We'll be right back. Otro de los beneficios con este cambio, ¿cuál sería?
Something else that parents can do is they can help their child access some of the supports at schools. So in our school board, we have things like summer programs that are available to help students transition from grade 8 to grade 9. But it's also helping them access things like TV Ontario has a Mathify. It's a free online tutoring program that students can take advantage of as well for support.
Really good.
And so that's one that we really recommend for some support.
It's called TV Ontario?
So it's TV Ontario, and the program is called, the platform is called Mathify.
Okay, very good.
Entonces Entonces, para los padres y los alumnos, ellos pueden acceder a diferentes programas que ofrecen
En el verano.
en el verano el colegio o el school board. Y también, y yo estoy muy de acuerdo con Ken, que TVO es una televisión pública que ofrece programas, ¿no? para los jóvenes, para hacer repaso de algunos temas, especialmente de matemáticas, por ejemplo.
Muy bien, gracias por acompañarnos. Ha sido muy informativo esta sesión. Gracias a GOlive TV, a nuestra audiencia, a ustedes que han venido a tomarse en su tiempo a aprender un poquito más de esto. I want to thank the founder, Ontario Trillium Foundation, y recuerden, venimos a este país a progresar. Asegurémonos que nuestros hijos reciban el apoyo que necesitan. Que Dios les bendiga y hasta pronto. Nos vemos el mayo 31. Gracias, gracias a usted.
Gracias.
It's amazing. Wow, Adelante is just becoming such an incredible opportunity to bring together people for them to know programs and educational support for our youth. En este caso, yo estoy supremamente agradecida con el ministro de Educación, Steven Leche, que se ha venido a acompañarnos adelante. Para mí es muy gratificante porque yo siempre creo, pregunta y a veces pues sale. Y esta vez ha salido la oportunidad de que él nos honre con su presencia aquí. Minister, thank you so much. What a great honor to have you with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Gina, and I want to thank you for the work you do with Fuerza Latina. It's an amazing organization that helps to promote language, culture, and the history of an incredible, diverse group of Latin speakers in Canada.
That's right.
I studied, as you know, in Cuba for a summer to learn Spanish, but you would never put me on the spot because I wouldn't want to offend the good people watching. But I love the Spanish language, and I'm very proud of the contributions Hispanic Canadians have made to Canada. But I know we're here to talk about some other important education-focused policies today.
I know you're a great advocate of the streaming, so tell us why.
It's a loaded question because, I mean, when you think about it, in Ontario, we were one of the last jurisdictions in the OECD, pretty much in the industrialized world, that were streaming children in grade 8 to have to make decisions for their lives. That's a pretty, I mean, these are young
huge,
kids.
Yeah.
And I have confidence in these young people, by the way, but I just feel like the system puts a great deal of pressure on them, or grade 8, to make a decision about their life, their future, their education, and their livelihood. And so we listened, following some consultation with a variety of educators, but principally parents and students, particularly from different diverse stories, diverse backgrounds, racialized families, among others, who said to me, and look, the data tells a story. Disproportionately, children from a variety of ethnocultural backgrounds,
Latinos, for example?
Latino, for example, were being streamed into the applied system at a much higher rate than those that were not of that diverse background. And I really felt there's something wrong. Absolutely. When, I'm not suggesting, there's something wrong when the implicit assumption of the education sector, for whatever reason, is that kid, just, almost you look at them like he's an applied kid, or he or she's and I just feel like we need to do better. And ultimately, we need to ensure that children are given the resources and the tools and the self-confidence to choose a career that makes sense for them. So we started with ending grade 9 streaming in math. The community said, good step 1, but there's many more steps to do. And then we just announced, I guess a year ago, that we are ending streaming in all of the grade 9 courses. I just announced the new grade 9 science course, and that will be de-streamed so all of those courses for this September, but the grade 9 math started this past September. So there's a first generation of grade 9 students that, as of this calendar year, I guess we're more than halfway through the school year, that started on math, but by next September, it'll be the entire grade 9 curriculum. So we're making a positive impact. I think we're gonna assess to see how this goes. And I think there's a great deal of opportunity that can come from this. I mean, look, I think I hear this often where someone will say, but does that mean that my child who's in the academic stream, that they're going to have a more watered down or not a good, vigorous...
That was my second question.
And I'm going to get right into it, Gina. But, but the point is, we can maintain academic vigor. We could still make the program,
that's really
the
good.
integrity of it, sustainable for those that are in that course, while still lifting up the performance of those that need a bit more help, a bit more individualized care. And I think that's a sensible plan where everyone has a better of an equal opportunity to succeed.
I think so. I think, inclusivity is important. I remember when I just first came to Canada and I was in DSL, I would hate every time I had to go to ESL. I would tell my friends, don't tell anyone that I'm going to ESL, because I didn't want to be segregated from the other kids, right? So I think in a way, it's a very positive opportunity, especially for a Latino youth that have been pulled into something because they didn't speak the language, but they know math very well because our education system in other Latin American countries is really good. So I'm really happy that you're giving us this opportunity to discuss a little bit further, and I'm just so honored that you came to our second segment of Adelante. Thank you so much for your time. You're awesome and keep doing a great job.
Thank you so much, Gina, and thank you all for watching today. I hope you will continue to support Fuerza Latina, and I look forward to coming in person to your events this summer.
Absolutely. It's on camera.